So there was this man who died in 2011, but before he died, he left behind this prophecy about the year 2027. And he said quite a few things about what changes and what begins after the year 2027, one of which is that all of the children born after the year 2027 will be born like different. He said money will change, our currency will change, people won't go out as much, they'll spend a lot more time like ordering things, being very consumeristic. He called it the era of the individual, signaling a shift from the energy that we've been living in since the year 1615, so for the last 400 years. Believe it or not, the last 400 years we were actually centered on community and creating systems and structures to support the people, like the education system, organized religion, the economy, healthcare, just systems for security and survival of humanity. And in 2027, we begin to shift more into the individual, self-empowerment, self-reliance. So people will stop relying on external systems of power and outer authorities and shift instead to trusting their own inner authority, being the one that feels accountable for their life at the end of the day. Basically, 2027 is the beginning of the collapse of society as we know it. But because the individual becomes more empowered, this leads to more emotional clarity, heightened intuition, deeper connection to spirituality and one's own higher self or higher consciousness. And these are the gifts that the rave children are supposed to be born with after the year 2027. Everything we know will become a little bit more fluid and individualized, existing more on a spectrum than like a black and white this or that or a binary. But this means individuals have to have a greater self-reliance, like they can't look outside of them and expect someone else to tell them who they are anymore. And he said that people who aren't ready for this type of transition, or people who, don't know how to trust themselves as their own authority, might have a really hard time with this transition. They'll be confused and overwhelmed. They won't know what they want. They won't know who they are. They'll be stuck in these patterns of overthinking. And they'll be looking to anybody to just give them the answer, right? Tell me who I am. Help me figure this out because I just can't do it on my own. So the guy left behind a system to teach you how to do that. So the man's name was Ra Uru, and the system is called Human Design. Basically had this 8-day download, this encounter with a voice that brought all of this knowledge from ancient systems like the Hindu Brahman chakra system, the Chinese I Ching, mystical Kabbalah, as well as Western astrology. And the voice told him to synthesize all of these systems together to create this individualized map of the aura based on one person's birth date, exact time, and location. So when you put all your info into this chart calculator that he created, you get this strategic map of your energy that actually walks you through the process of how to manage your energy as an individual and how to make correct decisions. I've actually been studying this system for the last 7 years and I find it endlessly fascinating. So if you want a little shortcut, someone who can teach you this system in plain language, my website is feelgoodhumandesign.com. You can pull your chart for free. All of the chart properties are linked to free video explanations so that you understand your energy and how to manage it. And if you're a visual learner like me, you might like my personalized report. It's in the $20 range. It walks you through each of these steps to becoming self-empowered and individualized.